When Americans talk about founding fathers, a few names always rise to the top. Washington, Jefferson, Franklin. But there's another founder, just as important, who rarely gets the credit he deserves. A man who believed in law before passion, duty before comfort, and country before popularity. This is the story of John Adams, America's second president and one of the most honest founders. John Adams was born in 1735 in Braintree, Massachusetts, today known as Quincy. He wasn't born into wealth or privilege. His father was a farmer, a shoemaker, and a local leader. His world was one of church on Sunday, hard work all week, and a deep respect for learning. Young John was serious, disciplined, and thoughtful. He attended Harvard College and graduated in 1755. At first, young Adams wasn't sure what he wanted from life. But one thing became clear: he believed deeply in order, morality, and the rule of law. That belief would define everything that followed. John Adams became a lawyer in Boston. He wasn't flashy, but he was well respected. Then came the Boston Massacre of 1770. British soldiers fired into a crowd, killing 5 colonists. Public anger exploded. Many wanted revenge. Adams did something almost no one else would do. He defended the British soldiers in court. Why? Because Adams believed justice should never bow to anger. He won acquittals for most of the soldiers and lost friends in the process. Later, Adams said this was one of the most important services he'd ever rendered his country. As tensions with Britain grew, Adams emerged as a powerful voice for the resistance. He served in the Continental Congress, where debate was fierce and unity fragile. Adams pushed hard for independence before many others were ready. He helped convince Congress to choose George Washington as commander of the Continental Army. And when the moment came in 1776, Adams stood firmly behind the decision to break with Britain. John Adams did not write the Declaration of Independence, but without his voice, his arguments, and his persistence, it may never have passed. While others stayed home, Adams went abroad. He served as a diplomat in Europe, often under difficult conditions, far from his wife Abigail and their children. Adams wasn't charming like Franklin. He was blunt, serious, and relentless. But he was effective. In 1783, Adams helped negotiate the Treaty of Paris, which officially ended the Revolutionary War. The treaty secured American independence, and the favorable terms surprised Europe. It was one of the greatest diplomatic victories in American history. Under the new Constitution, John Adams became the first Vice President of the United States, serving under George Washington. The role frustrated him. It carried little power and much criticism. In 1796, Adams was elected President of the United States. His term was anything but easy. France and Britain were at war, and America was caught in the middle. Many demanded war with France. Adams chose peace. He sent diplomats instead of armies, knowing that decision could cost him re-election. And it did. Adams believed that saving the young republic was more important than saving his political career. Adams' presidency was damaged by the Alien and Sedition Acts. These laws restricted free speech and targeted immigrants. Adams signed them believing they protected national security. History has judged them harshly. Adams later admitted regret. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was an honest one. After losing the election of 1800, John Adams returned home to Massachusetts. In his later years, Adams exchanged letters with his old rival, Thomas Jefferson. Their letters reveal wisdom, humility, and love for the country they helped create. John Adams died on July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after independence. His final words were, "Thomas Jefferson still survives." What Adams didn't know was Jefferson had passed hours earlier. John Adams was never the most popular founder, but he may have been one of the most principled. A man who believed law, restraint, and virtue were the foundations of liberty. John Adams reminds us that freedom does not survive on passion alone. It survives on character. Thanks for watching, Patriot Hippie. If you liked the story and would like to see more, give me a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Until next time, peace, freedom, and the American story.